Hello, everybody. It is I, Matthew.
It is I, Chris.
And we are the
NOLAnerdcast.
I felt that could have gone better.
Probably.
Speaking of things that could have gone better.
Maybe you should have told me before we hit record.
Speaking of things that could have gone better.
Hey, that's a great tagline to segue in.
To the Ratchet and Clank movie review. Which might as well have... Alright. Let's just preface this by saying I love Ratchet and Clank.
I don't care about Ratchet and Clank at all.
No, but I forced Chris to go see this movie, and he's a good friend, and he saw it. Super begrudgingly, though.
Oh, yes.
That's not the point. To prep myself for the movie, I beat the game, and I might as well just play the game, because the game is phenomenal. But the movie is 50% literally just the cutscenes, frame by frame, from the game, with extra stuff strewn about. And I was very not much expecting that.
So as a non-Ratchet and Clank person, I went into this with as open a mind as I possibly could. Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I didn't
know.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I felt watching it that, number one, that they all felt like cutscenes. They really did. I thought also that it's very try-hard. You know, I know Ratchet and Clank's humor is one of its tenements with its weapons and its platforming and its humor. But that humor works in video games. It doesn't really work in a movie because
it didn't translate well very much.
It's just quip, joke, and it's just like, let's have a second.
Yeah.
Also, if I can remove one thing from animation filmography forever, it's when someone does something and they go, seriously? I hate that joke so much.
Yeah.
Yes, and it happened in the trailer we saw for something. One of the trailers we saw.
One of the crappy trailers.
Yes.
The
I think it was Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah.
And I just want to gouge my ears out.
Yeah, it's never so really much. That good. It's like, I see something silly.
Seriously? So much loathing for it. But there is good in here. My question is, who is this movie made for? Because if you're making it for non-Ratchet and Clank fans, first of all, you're way too late. You should have probably done this when the PS3 came out.
Right.
Number two is
it for kids?
If you're going to make it for everyone, you have to make it a little more accessible. And the stuff that I know from watching you play filled in some gaps. I don't know if someone completely cold would have enjoyed it.
Right.
So,
and then I guess on the plus side, it couldn't have cost them very much to make.
Well, if you're taking the cutscenes and putting them on the movie.
Half the movie was cutscenes.
Yeah.
I will say, and I guess it just ties into the game because they kind of have to be, it's a reboot of the original game with Chairman Drek and the story of Captain Quark betraying you and blah, blah, blah. But they changed up and added stuff. Fan favorite series villain Dr. Nefarious shows up in this movie/game, and he didn't show up until the third one before that.
Dr. Nefarious is easily the best part of this movie.
Oh yeah, that's why he's everyone's favorite, and this is the story of how he became a robot.
Yeah, setting up for that sequel that's never coming.
We might get a game sequel.
You know what? Actually, with as little as this movie cost to make, I'm sure there's a sequel.
I doubt it.
I mean, it couldn't have cost more than like a couple of bucks.
I don't know. All right, let's talk. The weapons, I was surprised for two reasons. One, that they didn't actually use all the ones from the first game. They started pulling them from the rest of the franchise, but they didn't pull all the ones from the actual game that they could have. And then the guns didn't take center stage the way they should have. Ratchet and Clank is all about goofy intergalactic space combat and ridiculous funny weapons, and the fact that you didn't have the Groovatron in once or the Pixelizer, like these things that were visually appealing and humorous, and you didn't put those in, but you can have just generic blasters all the time.
Yeah, and again, as someone who doesn't know a ton about Ratchet, the notion of guns, platforming, and humor are like the three tenets of it. So the platforming's non-existent, the humor's over the top for a movie, and the guns are very narrow. Like, I kind of expected more. I mean, we got the sheep gun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Got the tornado gun. I guess that was kind of cool. But like
they started throwing in more, like at the end with the fight against Captain Quark and Dr. Nefarious.
But they used a lot of blasters.
Yeah, they did, like generic ones.
Yeah.
One thing that I was very surprised about, and pleasantly surprised, was Because, a lot's been talking about how Hollywood refuses to make a movie without some names to attach to it.
Yeah.
And sure, they did get some names. They got Sylvester Stallone to play generic space robot, and they got Rosario Dawson and Paul Giamatti and whatever. But for the most part, the main trio of the Ratchet and Clank franchise, they actually allowed the voice actors from the game to play their roles in the movie, and I thought that was amazing. We got Ratchet, we got Clank, and we got Quark, and they played themselves. And that made me really happy. And Dr. Nefarious, he was himself.
Yeah, that's a big blow for voice actors who keep getting kind of shuffled out of these roles when they make their position to the big time.
Right.
But
so that was good for it.
Yeah, it's a big plus. I think the voice acting's really, really well done. I didn't think any of the performances were bad. I just all my problems are with the actual concept and the plot of the film itself.
My thing is, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more had I not just beaten the game. And I mean, Caitlin was there, and we had just beaten the game together, and we're sitting there going like, this scene is like, she just kept turning to me going, this is just the game. We are watching the game again.
Yeah.
Because nothing changed. Like, the scenes from the game were literally just from the game put onto a movie screen. And it was just really weird.
Absolutely.
And I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. We both would have had we not... It'd been like if we had gone to see the movie a second time right after it.
Yeah.
So we knew everything was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
And the biggest sin, I think, of this movie is that
we talked about this.
It's not good enough to love, and it's not bad enough to hate.
Like hate love.
It's just there.
Yeah. It's not bad enough to get its own, Mystery Science Theater treatment, but it's not good enough to
warrant purchase.
Well, I'm still going to because I'm a whore and I have no control over it.
But most people would not purchase.
No, of course, no, and you should. I'll actually probably wait for a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
But the other thing about this is, it's like, okay, this is a me personal thing. I will give this movie credit because I was setting myself up for disappointment because nothing about this movie screamed that it was going to be a slam dunk hit.
No.
But it wasn't heartbreakingly terrible. And I was all poised to put it in, have it be the third in my trifecta following Last Airbender and Green Lantern of movies that broke my heart. But Ratchet and Clank didn't. I mean, I enjoyed it enough that I didn't hate that I went and saw it.
Yeah.
It's forgettable. But it's not ruining the source material for me.
No.
Like, I'm not going to look back on this movie and go, oh, I'm so mad they made that a movie.
No.
I'm just going to be like, I wish it was better.
It's going to be like, oh, they made a movie about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I'll give it like a 7.
I'll give it like a 6.
Yeah, that's fine. And the extra point is probably just because of my love of the source material.
Yeah. I mean, here's the most telling thing about it. We saw it in a theater, moderately busy theater for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The two sounds I heard aside from the movie were the kid playing with his recliner up and down and the dad snoring next to him.
Well, I can see why the dad wouldn't care, but it's we did see it on like a afternoon,
like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, during Jazz Fest,
but like during its main opening weekend.
Yeah, it happens. Like I said, I don't think we'll get that sequel. Although if we did, it'd be great because Going Commando was so good.
Well, can't wait to play that game and watch it all in one shot.
Right, exactly.
But seriously, this movie's like a decade out of date.
Yeah,
it should have come out way earlier.
It's the Shark Tale of like, it's like the Shark Tale where it's just forgettable. There's other movies around the same time. Like, you can't release after Zootopia and come out being like,
boy, Zootopia kind of eviscerated everything that came out this year.
And they really just glossed over the whole Lombax, he's the only one of his kind thing.
Everyone's like, he's the Lombax.
I guess they were setting that up for the sequel. Anyway.
Optimistic Sony Pictures.
Right? I'm Matthew.
I'm Chris.
And we are the NOLA Nerds, and this has been Ratchet and Clank, the movie. Not the game based on the movie based on the game, just the movie based on the game.
See it if you must.
See it if it's on TV.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Or Sony Instant, whatever.
Crackle.
Don't see it on Crackle.
All right, bye.